Hey, 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 heroes. Here we go. I will ask this question. Are you able to hear me okay? And are you able to see me? So if you could just leave a comment in the comments section, that would be great. All right, Braden, you said hi, Tracy. So I'm assuming you can see me and hear me. This is my favorite day. Thank you, Mal. I appreciate that. Hello, Geo Colin. So happy to see you. We have to catch up, girl, because guess what's happening on my birthday on Tuesday? We'll catch up. We'll catch up. Awesome. So happy you all can hear us. Boy, do we have a fun time planned tonight. Well, here we are. We are kicking off National Public Safety Telecommunicator Week 2025. I am so excited. I'm wicked excited. That's how I roll. Is that I want to first thank everybody for being here. We are just oh, hi Mark. I miss you too. I miss you too, buddy. Hopefully we'll be able to get together at some point. But I'm excited and I'm all over the place because that's how Tracy rolls, right? Like at the last minute, getting all the finishing touches, making sure that everything's working properly because I can't do it in advance. My ADHD brain doesn't let me do it in advance. It's like, I know you have to do all this stuff, but we can't do it yet. And it's like, whoop, go time. And then we do the thing. So yeah, very, very excited. It may just take me a little bit to get used to all of the moving parts again, but before you know it, we will be on a roll. I had some amazing response to my sponsorships this year. I cannot wait. Thank you, Mal. This is I have to do my hair quick hair, and it literally takes like 30 seconds. So maybe I'll do a tutorial on that someday, but absolutely. Lots of folks joining. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the little presentation and we'll go ahead and get started. I know some of you have already put in the comments like, hey, from wherever it is that you are, but why don't you throw that in the comments? Let me know where you are all hailing from. I don't have a slide for it. I wanted to get a slide for it, but I didn't get a chance to. But I do want to give a big shout out to Tennessee and Pennsylvania, because I'm pretty sure it was this week or last week that you guys were classified as first responders. So if anybody else got that designation over the last few weeks or, have made that designation, throw that in there too. But just wanted to give a shout out to Tennessee and Pennsylvania because that's really exciting. It doesn't get us a whole lot yet, but it's moving towards, that reclassification piece. So here we go. We are here. I wait for this part of the year every year. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tracy Eldridge. I'm a recovering 911 director. After spending 20 years in the 911 center, I left to head on over to Rapid SOS back in late 2016, where I was part of an amazing team that was able to get device-based location into our 911 centers. And that was a big, big deal. And if you ever want to hear the funny story between myself and Michael Martin of Rapid SOS and kind of how I got there and how I didn't love what they were doing at first, just jump on over to my podcast On Scene First. And it's episode number 1. And that was a little while ago. So, but after my 4 years at Rapid SOS, I had decided that it was time for me to build my own legacy and to follow my heart. And my heart said, it's time for you to start your own company and to provide training and consulting and support to 911 heroes across the country. And that's what I'm doing today through On Scene First. And I could not do it without the support from all of you out there. I am beyond blown away with how what I do gets received, and I am beyond appreciative of that. So thank you so much to all of you. I just want to give you guys a discount. If you head on over to my onscenefirst.com/store, where I have a lot of trinkets and doodads that are provided through my distribution and production partner, Squad Life. You can head over to my On Scene First store, and we got keychains, challenge coins, new lifesaver pins, which have been very well received, lanyards, mouse pads, all kinds of fun stuff, challenge coins. But if you use the code HERO20, you'll get access to that code until the end of the month. So if you want to find some fun stuff for you or your team, you can head on over there and grab that. And so what are we up to this week? Well, at 5 o'clock Eastern, every night this week, we will go live and give some stuff away. Like, yeah, that's it. We'll talk to our hero friends. We'll have some laughs. We'll do some funny things. Maybe we have a couple of awards to give out here and there. But we're going to have a great old time. So that's that. And if you are catching this, if you're catching it right now and you didn't know what we were up to or the shenanigans that we were up to, it is not too late to register for a chance to win one of our amazing prizes. The only problem is that I have a deadline of 4 o'clock each day, because that's when I go through the list and make sure that there are no duplicates, because you can only enter once per person and only one prize per person. So my guest, if we pull some prizes while my guest is here tonight, we're going to have to remind Tracy when the name pops up, just take the name out so it doesn't win again right away. Because if you win twice on a spin with about 3,000 of your closest 911 friends, you should probably go buy a lottery ticket. So yeah, there's that. But you are still able to register and share it with your teams, right? Like I have, I think, close to 200 prizes to give away this week. So share the love, right? Thanks to my sponsors. So speaking of sponsors, my hero sponsors, they are the top tier sponsors. And with that tier comes my co-host. So I'd like to thank CCS, Communications Center Specialists, and Xybix. And so with that, Monday through Friday, you will see me with my co-hosts, Jenny Mason and Suzanne Lottie. When the three of us get together, there is no telling what could happen. I shared a little video a little while ago where I just captured a bunch of our little shenanigans over the last couple of years, and it was definitely a hoot to watch it. So if you go back on my On Scene First page, you'll be able to see that. So. And then I would like to thank my event sponsors. The event sponsors are the next tier, and I had 7 of those this year, and that keeps growing. And those are the folks that are our commercial partners that we rely on with all of the technology and the resources, et cetera, that we provide into the 911 centers. They always want to give back. So definitely want to say thank you to our event sponsors. And with their generous donation, they get to come on. One of their folks gets to come on with me each night, so we can make sure we say thank you to them. They can share a little bit about what they do. So I will have one of the folks there. And just looking at the names, just curious. Well, actually, I was going to ask them to say, just curious, who do you think it is? But he already posted that he'll be here, so I guess I can't really do that. Also want to say thank you to our gold sponsors. These are the folks that have donated either a monetary value of a financial donation, or they have donated a prize, or, you know, something from their particular company, or they've given us a very significant discounted rate. So we have Falcon Public Safety Solutions, Burnin Bills, Engraving, Malloy's Creative Custom. I can't read them all. They're very tiny on my screen. Line of Fire Designs, Performant Mindset Coaching, Nelson Systems, Hildy's Crafts, 911 Training Institute, Wooden Sign, First Responder Coaching, Hils Nutrition, AK Dozanti, Made for More, and EJ's Custom Creations, I think that is. But we will specifically give them a shout out when we give away the prize that they've donated each night as well. And I will also have a few gift sponsors. So let me just jump over here. I've had a few folks that are from the 911 center. They shoot me an email and say, hey, I'd like to donate something to the event. And then we give that away as well. Mike, I would love to get a bigger screen. I actually have a big screen, but for some reason, the way it shows on this particular website is wicked hard to read. So I'll do something different with that for tomorrow so I can make sure that everybody gets the shout out that they need. And question, do you have a canine hero in your center? Because if you do, we're giving them a little gift this week also. So if you could just register your canine hero, this is either, you know, one of the dogs that spends a lot of time in your 911 center. Heather, I say wicked all the time. I'm sure there was an over-under on how many times I actually say the word wicked. Just wondering who won. Chances are, if Gary Hill from New Jersey was here, he probably won because he probably knows how quick I'll say it. But as far as our canine heroes go, if you have a canine hero in your center, jump on over to the registration page for the event. And that's onscenefirst.com/NPSTW. And you can register your four-legged furry friend to get a chance to win one of these cute little patches. So that's that. And so now let me just move over on my slides. And this is who our first spotlight sponsor is tonight. One of our event sponsors, Intrado. They do a lot for public safety. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up my guest. Let me pull that down and bring you up. Hey, friend.
How's everybody doing this evening?
Being friggin' tastic. How are you?
I was trying to, well, I remembered as you were chit-chatting there that my mute was probably my mute. My mic was muted. My mute was mic'd.
You were saying mucus. I'm like, I don't need to hear that.
I can't even blame that it's a Monday yet because it's not even Monday. So it's, yeah, I know when you were talking about it and I was like, oh, was I not supposed to tell it? I said, I've been telling everybody for weeks we were going to be on this thing tonight. So, yeah.
No, you have. I just make stuff up as I go along. You should know that.
I love it.
You should know that.
I love it. No, it's good to see you again. I think, the last time we did this was, I think this is year 4, right?
This is year 4. So you did join me last year on the Saturday.
Yeah.
It was you and I. You popped on Saturday to visit.
And then, but the very first session, when you put she posted some goofy pics earlier this week, folks. I don't know if you saw those. And it was funny when those pics were posted that whatever was going on at that point, I'm sure it was in the green room. I don't even remember. Do you remember what that was? I don't remember what it was.
I don't remember it was, but I just know that they were hilarious. And maybe I was just looking at the recap, like pulling the names for the prizes or something. And then I was just like, what were we doing? And so I just thought that it was appropriate to take screenshots of our faces at those moments.
Evidently, we were having a good time. So I don't know what it was. You definitely wore that picture better than me, though. Mine, you really captured an epic not a good picture moment for me, but that's all right. Just made you look even better, even more beautiful than you already are. So.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So the first year that I did this, you had worked as one of the sponsors for that as well. And then it just grew. Right. And so this was something that I wanted to do something that was going to be able to be kind of nationwide, and it has grown. And so I'm so happy that you were able to become one of the sponsors this year as well. And so why don't you tell folks where you are, what company you're with, what you do. And I know I put Intrado up there, but let them know what it is that you guys are doing and kind of what your role is there.
Yeah. So number one, it's just cool to be back. And just a little background information. Tracy and I have known each other for many years. The one thing I will say is my hair did not take nearly as long to do as Tracy's hair took this evening. So I was able to throw this look together much more quickly. But so Tracy and I, not only known each other, but worked with each other many times throughout the years. So I'm thrilled to certainly be a part of this in 25. Hello to everybody saying hello. I tried to join the chat for some reason, but it wanted me to sign into something. So I'm reading. I'd love to participate, but I'll have to figure that out probably after this session.
So Jeremy, I'll just cut you off there for a second. Is if you are joining the chat, a lot of times it'll say that you have to give StreamYard access to be able to show your name. So if you are in the chat and you didn't give StreamYard access, if you were to put up a comment, so I'll just pop, James Lockerby's comment up there. So happy Telecommunicator Week from James. But I remember actually, James, one of your comments last year, if you don't give StreamYard access, it just says like Facebook user or YouTube user or something. So if you happen to see this and it says give them permission, they're just asking for permission to be able to display your name on StreamYard. So there you go.
Cool. All right. Well, so it sounds like that's going to benefit some other folks that are on here trying to figure out whether or not they want to click the button.
Yeah.
So, no, but again, I appreciate the invite. I love being here. So I'm super psyched, of course, that Jenny and Suzanne are going to be on the rest of the week as well. I will absolutely admit to enjoying the shenanigans in previous years. I'm sure this year will be no different. So we'll be looking forward to that, and I'll look forward to catch up with them as well. But yeah, to answer your question, I started with Intrado. It's actually approaching the 3-year mark. If you can believe it's been almost
crazy.
I know, it's nuts. And for those of you I don't know, I see a ton of familiar names in the chat. But for those of you that don't know me, I started out in the profession well over 20 years ago as Tracy likes to call it a baby dispatcher. My wife would probably say I'm still a baby, but whatever. We'll have to see if she makes a cameo appearance. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But in any event, I started out well over 20 years ago as a dispatcher, worked my way up through the ranks. My first center was the Emergency Communications Department in Rochester, New York, not Massachusetts.
Where I'm located.
Right. And then my first directorship after finishing grad school was in Springfield, Massachusetts, where I still am now for my broadcasting from my home office. I did a relatively short stint with Mountain Valley Emergency Communications Center down in New Providence, New Jersey. So shout out to all my folks at Mountain Valley. I'm sure you're still continuing to do an amazing job, just like you did while I was there. And then I decided I was going to jump into, what would you call it, the proverbial dark side of the private sector, right? So, Intrado's been great. My title is Senior Manager of Government and Regulatory Affairs. But really what Intrado gives me the ability to do, and what they've asked me to do, is really just kind of remain connected, stay connected, and help them connect better with the 911 community. So my goal coming into this role, as it would be with any organization, would be, I want to continue to be a part of what I've been doing for the last 20 years and really just remaining a big part of that. Kind of like you have. I mean, you've got your own thing now. You were doing something for somebody else. Now you're doing your own thing. But I think in a lot of ways, you had a lot of the same goals, right? You wanted to remain connected. These folks, I mean, again, many of whom are in the chat right now, we've been talking to these folks for years. We've been going to conferences. We've been participating in webinars, different training sessions. I have this beautiful opportunity. I was just in Texas last week, actually last 2 weeks, down at the Texas Public Safety Conference down in McAllen.
I missed that conference. I haven't been in a couple of years. I will have to definitely go next year.
It was amazing. I got to tell you, it was funny.
They do a great job.
For the folks from Texas that were on there, of course, I've been to previous ones when you were in Galveston. This one was in McAllen, which I'd never been to before. But I walked in the dining area, whatever it was, for the award ceremony. All the chairs were like draped in this. I mean, I was like, should I have worn a tuxedo? Because I really honestly felt underdressed. I was like, this is crazy. But so I had a great time in Texas. I was at Georgia before that, Calnina before that. I'm going to Florida APCO in a couple of weeks. I think I'm going to Michigan and North Carolina and Arizona. So this is awesome. I'm trying to keep up with Tracy on her upgrades, right? Because she's always putting out there she gets upgraded. I haven't reached Tracy status yet, but I'm trying. I'm doing my best.
Stop it.
But the coolest thing about this, though, right? And I'm sure Tracy will attest to this. It's a challenge going around the country and going to all these different places, but to be able to see people in person that previously maybe I'd only be able to be like on an APCO or in a work group with them or in a Teams meeting or a Zoom or whatever, and now I get to see these people in person. That's my favorite part, because that conversation that you have, it's just, you can't do that. You can't do that over this kind of a feed all the time. You just can't.
Well, yeah, and shenanigans. Like, I put this comment up here from my dear friend Simon, right? So I'm like, hi, Simon. And you want to know what Simon just did to me?
What?
He just sent me a text message and it says, "You got boogies." That's what he said. And I was like, what?
I hope he was are you sure he was talking to you and not me? Now you got me looking. I'm like,
no, he was saying I had boogies, and I looked at my phone and I was like, what?
Now you've got me checking. Now I'm checking my phone for text messages. So,
I love you, Simon. Yeah, him, Mike Boucher, Mike Rabolis, they're my people. They love to torment me. That's how they roll. But
did Mr. Boucher tell you about our adventures recently coming back? Okay.
Yeah. And actually, so I'll go back. So here's a funny story, because we like to tell funny stories, right? So I was going through my tax stuff, like right after he saw you.
Yeah.
And I was going through my tax stuff and I'm like, why the heck am I paying so much for Clear? Like, I thought I got a discount. So I go into my Clear account and I'm like, why am I spending? So I look, and I have had a dependent for 3 years, because 3 years ago, I was able to gift him a Clear membership for 3 months. But apparently, if you don't cancel it, they then become part of your plan.
I'm sure he's appreciated it all these years.
Well, he said that he was talking to somebody and he didn't know if it was you, but he said, I mentioned the other day, like, I got Clear and like, I've never gotten a bill for it. Yeah.
No, wait, he did say that.
Because I was paying for it.
You need that app that goes through and says, hey, are you paying for stuff you're not? And you would have found that out. So yeah, I do remember that conversation now.
So Jeremy, I just want to, say thank you to Intrado for donating to our event, and, you being able to be here is just awesome. What are some of the awesome things that you've been seeing before we get into the prizes? Because I know everybody's here to spin the donut, but I want to touch base. So a couple of things.
Where who's the first person to hashtag spin the donut?
Nobody said it yet. I was surprised.
Let's do it. Where's that hashtag? I'm waiting for it. Hold on. Drum roll.
I don't know who's going to say it.
Somebody's vigorously typing. There's probably going to be typos. It's usually
James Lockerbie or Trey Mater. I don't know where Trey Mater is, but he usually says it too. Hey, Keely, your girl Keely's in the house. Grayson. Hi, Grayson.
Oh, there it is. Jessica.
Got to be hashtag spin the donut.
Jessica gets it. Jessica gets it.
Yes. But what are some of the things that you've been seeing already this week? You go first, and then I just want to tell you a couple of things that popped out with me. Some really cool things that I was seeing over the last couple of days on social media. Any thoughts? Like, anything jump out at you?
Well, one of the things I'm trying to do this year, and hopefully I'm not blowing up all of your social media feeds for those of you that follow me, but I am, my goal, and I'm sure Tracy's in very much the same lane as I am on this, but my goal with National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week is not only to celebrate it, which all of you know, this is my favorite 911 time of the year, But I want to make sure that we're building as much awareness about it as we can. So leveraging my different social media networks, I'm NPSTW hashtagging tons of stuff. So if I see stuff in your feeds, it doesn't matter where I don't care if you're in Alaska, wherever it doesn't matter. Everybody's getting shared. So I shared a ton of stuff today. So, but this is the thing that I think is really beautiful, right? If you go back 4 years ago when you and I were first doing some of these things and we were first working in this space, if you count the amount of social media appearances then versus where we are now, you can see the growth. I mean, you can see exponential excitement on the part of all these folks to really get involved. So I love obviously our frontline telecommunicators and dispatchers taking an active role, our CTOs and supervisors. More importantly, of course, the ones that really need to kind of approve all this, our directors, our managers, our leaders in the centers that are saying, hey, we want to do some incredible things. And so you're seeing this stuff from all walks of life, which is just truly amazing to me.
Yeah. I'll go back to this. I think I said it last year. I may say it again. I may say it again. I may say it every night. Is telecommunicator. I love Roxy Van Gundy put out a post a couple weeks ago. Probably last week at some point. And she said, this may burn a couple folks, but it really is an understanding that I want to get Telecommunicator Week to have an understanding is that it's not just about leadership celebrating you, right? Because I know that there's a lot of reasons why leadership can't, and it ranges, right? It ranges from you just have task-driven leadership that they just don't get it, right? They don't feel like everybody needs to get a pat on the back. So there's one thing. Another is a lot of this stuff that gets done in the centers comes out of the leadership team's pocket, right? Yeah. When we were in our leadership positions, there's no line item that says just, to buy fun things, et cetera. But Roxanne's message to everybody was you could make it so much fun, right? If you do it as a team, if you come up with themes, etc. And that's one of the things that I've noticed is over the last few years, we're seeing like more and more agencies just getting engaged, being engaged. And I've seen some disheartening things too, right? That when folks want to do something and it's a matter of, the mindset is, my leadership doesn't care about me. They don't do anything for Telecommunicator Week. Is that really what's going on? Or is there something else behind it? So I'd like to challenge folks, if you're hearing me this year, is to work as a team to make it great, right? Like you could do a lot of fun things. And I wish the mindset of it just falling on one person or two people is going to the wayside. I think that's why we might be seeing more folks stepping up and doing a lot of fun things. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I would say to the extent you're able, and I know you can't do this in every organization, but to Tracy's earlier point, I mean, if you as an individual within your organization, a 911 professional, are waiting for somebody at a higher level to say, oh, this is what we're going to do, don't wait for that. I mean, to the extent you're able, I mean, work, obviously encourage your leadership team, go out and have those conversations. Say, hey, this week's coming up. We'd like to do a couple of things. A lot of times you're going to get that support. To Tracy's earlier point as well, there's not always funding for a lot of these things. And a lot of centers, unfortunately, especially directors, have to front a lot of this themselves because there's not a separate line item. But there's a lot of things that you can do. For example, like, we in all the centers I was a part of, I mean, we had like a Halloween theme, we had a Disney theme, we had a sporting, actually, was it last year, that first year when you and I had the Superman things on? Or
that was the first year. Yeah.
Yeah. So just pick a theme and have some fun with it. But don't, I'm not saying do things without asking. But what I'm saying is that to the extent you're able, be an advocate for the cause, right? One of the things I always encourage folks, especially when I was a director, was people would come in with ideas and then I'd say, okay, well, how do you want to approach it? And in some cases they'd be like, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, that's an awesome idea. Yeah. But now I'm assuming you want to help with this, right? And I think they were kind of taken aback a little bit. So be willing not only to share the idea, but also to be an active participant in rolling that out. I think that's a huge piece too.
Yeah, I was in Tennessee this last week, and I have a new class, and the title of the class is Wicked Heroic dispatch tales and life-saving calls, and it's a positive class. It's all positive calls, but we had a lot of fun. Like, we played games. I gave away prizes. And some of the things that I was looking for was for folks to share their wins, right? Like, I want you to share your proud moments. I want you to share the calls that made you feel proud to be a dispatcher. And man, when we went around the room, like, there were tears, there was happiness, there was laughing. Thank you, Emily. I appreciate you loving the class. There's somebody posted a picture of me and I was just laughing like so much. And my goal for that class was to be able to give that feeling, right, of being proud, Heather, I have to throw this out there. So Heather Ford is in the comments. That's Nicole Ford's sister. I'm a lot older than Nicole. And I live in Massachusetts. So I've been saying that word probably since I got out of the womb. So there's that.
I was going to say,
yeah.
is it safe to say that anytime in this industry we see a class being given anywhere with the word wicked in it, there's a really solid chance you might be the one that's presenting it? I'm throwing that out there.
Yeah. And that was actually the goal for that, right? Is that I wanted the title to have wicked in it just because it's something that I say all the time. And yes, it could be a nod to our dear friend Nicole as well, because her and I, we both loved the word, right? And you have to use it right. You have to use it right. Like, I'm going to have to do a tutorial. I think that's one of the nights this week. I'm going to do a tutorial because there's some folks that will try to use wicked towards me and they'll be like, have a good wicked time. And it's like, no, it's have a wicked good time. Like, it has to be, it has to be.
You're gonna have a class on Massachusetts ease. That's what you're gonna call it.
Massachusetts, yeah. So if we're from Massachusetts, and I saw Chris and I saw a few other folks from Massachusetts in there. Here's all you have to know about the way we speak. Number one, we add R's where they don't belong. So I have ideas. We take them away where they do. I'll meet you at the bar, right? And then we add AH to things.
Yeah, R's become A's or AH's.
Yep. And then this one I found the other day. Did you know that if you're from Massachusetts, you add L's where they don't belong? I didn't know that. And you know what happened is somebody said, well, which one do you want? And I said, I want both.
So wait, give me an example of that L one, because I don't think I
just said it. Somebody said, which one do you want? And I said, I want both. Both.
BOLTH. Okay.
Both.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah, but you can tell that one's not as natural for you as some of the other ones, because you kind of had to. That one didn't come out as clearly as some of your.
No, but
ones.
You didn't even know that I did it, because when I said both, you didn't know I put an L in there.
I did. I had to ask you for it.
I literally said it to you. I'm like the word both, and you're like, well, why don't you give me an example? I did both.
Hey, I do want to share one more thing before you go, because I know you were talking about prizes, and I know that's what everybody's here for.
I got to give away prizes because these people want prizes.
So let me share one more thing, which, of course, we're, Intrado. I love the fact that not only I'm with Intrado, but we're also sponsoring On Scene First program this year, which is awesome. But we are also I'm doing something similar during the course of the week this week that I want to talk to all of you about.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Real quick, before I forget. So on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I couldn't pull off a week-long thing like Tracy. Only she can do something like that. But Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, here we go. Keely's got as much on me as I've got on her, so I just need to let that go. But I love Keely. I truly do. She's the bomb. All
right. So what are you doing?
There went the train. No. It's a short train. It's a very short train.
Yeah.
So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week, again, National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week at 2:00 Eastern every day. If you haven't been to one of my Share, Solve, Evolve webinar series yet, I want to introduce you to that really quick. First, it's a webinar series. We do it once a month. Really, the purpose of the program is to look at different challenges facing the 911 community, pain points, those kind of things. We bring in folks, directors, 911 leaders, frontline telecommunicators, trainers, all different kinds of folks to spend time in these 1 hour sessions talking about a variety of things. But this week's a special one because much like Tracy's program this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we are featuring 3 different centers across the country. So I'm going to have folks from Cobb County, you know, Melissa Alterio's shop down in Cobb County, Georgia. She's going to be with us on Tuesday. On Wednesday, Tina Venetta's group from Aurora, Colorado is going to be with us.
Yay.
And on Thursday, Terry Goswick's group from NTEC, the North Texas Emergency Communications Center, for which I just visited them earlier this week. If you guys didn't see pictures, by the way, shout out for the challenge coin. I kind of collect them a little bit, but shout out to NTEC for that. But you do need to go to the Share, Solve, Evolve webpage to register. It's kind of like Tracy's. You got to register to win, but you've got to register to be a part of this. But I highly encourage you, please swing by, come by. They're only going to be half-hour sessions, not a full hour. But I'm gonna talk to these 3 amazing centers, these 6 amazing folks, and hear what they're doing to celebrate the week this week. So I'm really looking forward to doing that.
And I will share that for you as well.
Awesome.
I will share. I think I might have shared it. I don't know. I'm not as good as sharing as you are. I really do try, but I did that one time get the selfie posted before you did. So I'll hold on to that forever.
Yes, we're doing some cross promotion, as you can see. But yes, Tracy and I try to take care of each other as much as we possibly can. But with that, I think it's probably time for a prize. I'm not trying to run your show, Tracy, but
no, it is. And
that's what I think people are waiting for.
Yeah. Here we go. So Amy Therian said she's gonna miss the first night, but she's here. Okay. She's moving back to New England. So
did you just say here we go? Here we go.
Here we go. Yes, here we go. Here we go. Are we just going to be clicking on the way that I talk?
Keely can't correct. I did hear that one. So
yeah, well, and it was funny because a couple of last month I was teaching in Foxborough at the Marriott at Gillette Stadium. Saw a bunch of my Massachusetts friends, and Chris Inman was there from the Healthy Dispatcher, and I was standing there talking to Ann Camaro, and Chris was there, and he goes, I don't think I've ever heard your accent as strong as I do right now. And I'm like, because I'm at home. I'm with my people and they can understand the words that are coming out of my face.
Do you hear the words coming out of my mouth?
No, do you hear the words? I hear the words.
Hair, H-A-R-E.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you want to stick around a little bit while I give away some prizes? I couldn't boot you off, but
I wouldn't. I'm sure you would, but no, I wouldn't. I want to stay for more shenanigans as long as you'll have me.
All right. So let me just get to the place that I need to because like I said, it's gonna take a minute. All right.
Hey, can I just ask everybody while you guys are? Well, Tracy's getting that ready. How many of you have, I know a lot of you have kicked off festivities tonight, but I'd be curious to see in your chat what you guys are doing to kind of kick things off tonight, if you are. Aside from being here with Tracy and I think it's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. And folks can go back and watch it again. Keely, I'm not in the donut. Yeah, you're not in the donut. You were in the donut last year, but I thought when I read that first, and she was like, I'm not in the donut. I'm like, how do you know? There's 3,000 names in there. You can't see it. But yeah, she moved out. She's come on to the other side as well. So
I was going to say to those of you maybe that are here for the first time, your odds were probably better 4 years ago than they are today. A lot more people watching. So
Yep. All right. So basically how this goes is I will share the picture of the prize. I will put who it's donated by, whether it's donated or discounted rate. I do want to give acknowledgement to each of the folks that whatever their financial donation was is what they will kind of get credit for. So there'll be sometimes that a prize is donated by the hero sponsors, and sometimes it's donated by some gold sponsors. So while I'm trying to be very, thoughtful in how I submit that they are donated, etc., it may seem like it's all over the place, but there is a method to my madness. You just may not know what it was. And you probably wouldn't understand it even if I did explain it because my brain don't brain the same as everybody else's brain. But But here we go. So on the first night of National Telecommunicator Week, I don't read this poem every night, but I do make reference to it. But on the first night, I do like to read it because this was a poem that I wrote back in 2004. And I had given a copy of it to my telecommunicators, and it just kind of captured how I felt about my position as being a 911 telecommunicator. And so each year I give away 7 of these. They are 11 by 14. So yeah, good idea, Trey. Does not dig too deep into my process. Just know that it happens, right? Like we get there. How we get there, we don't need to know that. Just as long as we get there, right? So the title of the poem that I wrote about what I do for a job that is definitely geared towards what you guys do every day. It's called Just a Voice. You don't know who I am. To you, I'm just a voice. It was me who took your frantic call when you had no other choice. I spend many hours waiting to help when you're in need. Send help to me, please get them there. Get them here is often what you plead. To do my job is complex, but only a few tools are a must. Put your faith in me. I am one that you can trust. My ears are a necessity, my mouth a mighty sword. I must use my ears to listen and then choreograph every word. I am the protector of this land, and I take pride in what I do. I am here to listen and do what's best for you. The day you placed a call to me might be the worst day you ever had. At least today you know I too was feeling sad. I take your problems home with me. I know that's not so good, but as you felt your tragedy, it was by your side I stood. I walked with you to the door to let them in to help. I guided you to safety when all alone you felt. It's not often we hear praise or even a simple thanks, but the cookies and cards are plenty through police and fire ranks. The day you placed your call and I picked up the phone, I hope I made you feel safe and showed you you're not alone. Remember who I am. I'm not just a voice. I'm the 911 dispatcher you called when you had no other choice. So there you go.
Love it.
So I have 7 of these to give away. I'll be giving away 1 each night. And like I said, they're 11 by 14. So yeah, we will go ahead and give one of those away. Let me just get back into my,
your donut
that.
frame of mind.
And
I think you're in good company with Spin the Donut because a lot of people are talking about Sunday, Sundae, meaning there's a bunch of people eating ice cream right now. In there, somebody said in their pajamas. There's pajamas going on too. So there's
so funny. My kid, my Spoon, my little kid, her nickname is Spoon. When she was little, she took stickers because we love when kids put stickers on things they shouldn't put stickers on. And she took stickers and she labeled all of her drawers and she spelled pajamas, pugamas, because that's how she thought. Yeah.
It worked. It
did work. So Braden, you said you love the poem. Thank you. You got the postcard size last year and gave them to all your new people. So with that, ironically, I didn't realize that my website was out of them. So I will be ordering more. They will be on the On Scene First store. And that's something that I give you guys for free. So I would definitely, I'll let you know when they're back in. They just need to be reprinted and put back in the store. And I don't want to put them in there until they've actually been printed and put in the store. My buddies at Squad Life will take care of that. But that's something that I offer to you guys for free. I just get a bunch of them printed and they're 4x6 cards with the poem on them. And you just pay for shipping and you can get those for your folks. So keep those and if they end up in here by the end of the week, maybe, I don't know, Corey, can we make that happen? And if he's watching, he's probably going to be like, yeah, you need to do what you need to do on your end to make sure that we get it in there. So there's that. All right, well, let's go. Let's see who wins this poem. And we're spinning the donut.
First one of the year.
First one of the year. Kristen Dunson. Nice job, Kristen. See, she may be on, she may be not. If you are on and you are in the chat and you win, just just put your name in there. I'd love to see that. And then I'm going to click on the right one. It says remove all instances. So if her name's in there again, it will remove it. All right, let's see what is next. Aha. So I created an on-scene first swag bundle. And so I have 7 of these as well. It will contain a "Hey hero, stay safe, stay strong, stay here, we need you" mouse pad. And speaking about the mouse pad, Ted Sparks' agency over in West Virginia.
Yeah.
They took that and put it on the wall of their news center with a dispatcher. He sent it to me, and I just thought it just made me feel so good. I sent them all mouse pads.
I love that.
I'm like, if it's on the wall, like you have to,
I was gonna say, you kind of got to build it up a little bit so it's all over the place.
Yeah. And so in this swag, you get the mouse pad, you get a challenge coin, you get a lifesaver pin, one of the keychains, a lanyard, and 8 of the stickers that we have in that shop. So I have 7 of these to give away, and the first one that's going out tonight.
I would really like to win that swag bundle, but like Keely, I'm not in the registered list of winners. I can't be.
Negative. But you do have my challenge coin back there.
I do. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it back there.
No. Alexander McKeon.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. And again,
actually, I got your sticker here just off camera too. So
gotcha. All
it's
right,
there.
let's see. Oh, these huge hit every single year. I hear about how cozy and comfortable these blankets are. So I have them in my on-scene first store through my production and distribution partner, Squad Life. But thanks to the generosity of my event sponsors, you guys included, Intrado, we're going to give away 7 of these blankets and 7 of the other blanket. And so that one's coming up next. But they are so soft. It's so cozy.
Did you reveal the total prize count yet for 2025, or is that a number that you're not supposed to?
No, I think I have I know I have at least 150 prizes to give away.
Wow. Holy cow.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. Who doesn't like to win stuff? I mean, come on.
Yeah. Crazy, right? All right, so let's see who's winning this thin gold or blackout gold line blanket. Oops.
I'm getting dizzy.
I'll figure it out. I just got to get in my rhythm. I got to get the rhythm going. Amber Baxter.
All right.
Winner, chicken dinner.
I wish I knew what, I wish their centers came up so I knew what centers they were with.
Oh, well, I might be able to make that happen.
That would be cool. I think it'd be nice to know where in the country we're seeing folks winning from. That's cool.
Yeah, I might. That might. I may be able to do that. That might be a job for my wonderful assistant Jenny. She can just move it over into the box.
Keely's texting.
Yeah, that's all right. Kim Minnick texted me. She made a beautiful blanket. It's not being given away tonight, but it will. This big, thick, soft handmade blanket it's black with a thin gold line. I can't wait to give that one away. But she texted me. She said I didn't have Boogie Simon, so she.
Somebody had to mess with you on day one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool if you could fit the agency in there. That'd be awesome.
All right, I'll see if I can make that happen. All right, next blanket, the gray one. Tell me your worst, and I'll send the best. And again, when I say these blankets are so cozy, they're so cozy. They're big and they're cozy. So who's getting this one? Let's see.
Just don't let your dogs get near them because they destroy them.
Yeah, mine doesn't. I don't know what you're doing to your dogs over there, but
they're very poorly behaved.
Allison Whitner, you want a blanket?
So for some of the people that are wearing pajamas now, can you imagine pajamas and a blanket? I mean, it would be night time for me. I'd be out.
Pugamas.
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 Wicked pugamas?
Yep. Yep. No, it's not wicked. It's wicked cozy pajamas. All right, let's see what's next. Oh, how cute are these? I designed these little bags so you could I found the lunch bag, right? And then they would personalize them and they put their name on them, but I can't buy them in advance and because I don't know who the winners are. So I decided that I was going to put my own thing on them so I could have them and then just ship them out. But it says on the lunchbox, it says keep out, not yours.
Is that one of those? That's one of those fabric lunchbox things.
Yeah, it's like a little cooler lunchbox thing.
Yep. Cool.
Yep.
I mean,
keep out,
cool.
not yours.
That is cool.
And I have 7 of those to give away as well. So we'll give away one each night. So let's see. I
would love to see the room you're stockpiling all this stuff in. It's got to be crazy.
No, you don't.
Holly
Gable, do you know her?
I don't know that I know Holly.
Well, Holly is getting the first one.
Holly, enjoy the lunchbox.
Yeah. So some of the stuff comes here and then some stuff gets shipped out from folks like, they ship it out. Mike Boucher, aka Bouche, one of my besties with my public safety,
my recent travel companion.
Yes. A Falcon Public Safety Solutions. He's usually part of my shenanigans on many occasions, but he is giving away a $100 Amazon gift card to the lucky winner. So let's see who is getting that. I guess I should put, oops, it's spinning. It's spinning already. Brooke Hanner. See, I would say Brooke Hannah. That's what I would say.
Hannah?
Brooke Hannah.
Right? A-H.
Yep, Brooke Hannah.
Brooke's going to be going on Amazon here pretty soon to buy something.
Yep. All right. Now let's get back to the list. All right, my girl, Erin Malloy. From Malloy's Crafted Creations, she generously donated 7 of these bags and 7 of the tumblers on the next one. But here's the thing. Every bag and every tumbler, different.
Did you hear that, folks? Tumbler.
So we'll go ahead and give away this bag.
A wicked cool tumbler?
Yes, wicked cool tumbler. You
see what I did there? I did that all right. Okay.
Yeah, you did that all right.
That was approved.
Like you can't put very in front of wicked. Dawn Van Buren Buys is the winner of this bag.
Congrats, Dawn.
Congrats. All right, we're cooking with gas. See, usually we'll be within the hour. I know we're getting close to approaching the hour, so we'll be wrapping up in just a little bit. But the first night is always,
it's been an hour.
It's been an hour. Yeah, that's
an hour already. This is crazy.
Yeah. And then here's the first tumbler. See? Tumbler.
I see that.
Tumbler. This is the dispatcher. It's a cool dispatch poem. It's not the poem that I wrote, but it's definitely a very thoughtful poem about being a telecommunicator. So let's see. Let's see who wins that. They did something different. I used to be able to just click between the windows. Now I have to remove the window and add the window. And I don't like that. I wish I could just click on the other window because it's that step in between.
You're making it work.
I know. Erin Pierce. She won a tumbler.
Erin gets a tumbler.
Erin won a tumbler. Oops. All right. Get back over here. Our friends at the 911 Training Institute.
Where's mine?
You got yours?
I know. Here it is.
It's a good book.
On my shelf. There it is. It might be signed. Ooh,
yeah.
It might be signed.
Yep. Great book. So our folks at the 911 Training Institute, they have donated 7 books, but because I love the support that they constantly give me, I also chose to give back to them. So I used some of the sponsorship money, and I too have purchased 7 books. So I will be giving away 7 of them this week, and they are giving away 7. So 2 people. I was going to say 2 people each night. Mine will be given away tomorrow night. I'll start tomorrow night. But yeah, so today is we're giving away that one.
If you guys have not read that book, that is a must read for anybody in our profession. Absolutely.
It really is. All right. Let's see. Who's the first wiener?
Who's going to read it?
Jason Allen. And here's what I'll say. If you already have one, like, gift it to someone, right? Because I do feel like, even though you won the prize, I do feel like if you were to win the prize and you already have it and you give it to someone, I think stuff's going to come back to you in spades, right? Or tenfold, or whatever the saying is. I think when you give, so much more comes back, and it just feels good, right? And not comes back in like that way. Like, I don't do what I do to get things back, but it's just when you feel good, when you give things, you feel good. So that's what I'm going to say about that. Okay.
Love it.
All right. This one, it's a little hard to see. I did try to take a cool picture of it, but this is a Hey Hero bracelet. So it's a black bracelet with like a magnet. And it's like, it's heavy. It's not heavy duty. It's comfortable enough to wear, but you could put words on it. And so I put, Hey Hero, stay. That's it. Just a little message. It'll sit right here. You put it on your wrist, and then when you look down every once in a while, it just reminds you to stay, because it's important, and I want you to stay.
Because you're needed.
So there's that.
You're needed.
So I have 7 of those. 7 of those. Here we go.
Donut.
Spin the donut. Michael Breyer. And the good part is, like, there's no male or female. Like, it just looks, it looks good on.
Looks good on anybody.
Anyone. Yeah. Yep. All right. Michael Breyer. We're going to move your name. Congratulations. We got a few more. Hils Nutrition. This is one of our gift sponsors from Hils Nutrition, and it is a tea gift package. You get a cup, and you get one of those little wispy things, and there's a whole bunch of like energy-inducing teas that are in there, and then a little dispatcher thing in the background. So, we got that.
There was a cup. I didn't even see the cup in there because it kind of
there's a cup in the middle. Yep. Yeah.
Didn't even see it.
So we're gonna go ahead and give that. Oops, just lost my whole screen. Bridget Steakley, you are a winner. And just remember, so one of the things that I want to put out there, I didn't say it too much, but I'm going to do what I did last year, is when you come on and you're on the stream, if you share the stream, so go ahead and share the stream. I know some folks came in later, but if you share the stream, my assistant Jenny is going to go through, and she's going to pull all the names of the people that have shared the stream the entire week. And then on Saturday, I will have a special prize for you if your name is pulled from that list. So
many prizes. So many
prizes. Just so many prizes. So many prizes. Just living my best life, right? Nope. Need that. Put that back. All right, this guy right here, this is Coach Gord. He is my coach. He is the one that kind of got me really involved with and certified as a DISC human behavior model specialist. It was Coach Gord that really helped me at a time where I was struggling to know whether or not I was in the right seat on the bus, and and he helped me really understand myself and kind of where I belong versus where I think I belong. Because sometimes when you are somewhere and you think you belong there, like you don't really belong there. And so it takes someone that knows how to speak to people to say that. And sometimes the things that get said are challenging to hear. But when you have a coach like Coach Gord, he helps you kind of navigate through some of those big changes. And so as he has been nothing but a huge fan of mine since we met back in 2019, he is donating some of his new books. So I'll be giving those away this week. And he is giving away 7 of the 1-hour complimentary coaching session. And if you win this, I am going to highly recommend that you spend this hour with Coach Gord. And if I know him and I know how the folks in 911 are looking for purpose and making sure that they're in the right space, you're probably going to want to do more with him. So I know that I do, but
time well spent.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. When he donated that, I was like, that's a big deal. That time is going to be very valuable. And Brooke Smith. So Brooke Smith, you got yourself an hour with Coach Gord. And if you're on, hopefully you see this. If not, I'll send you an email. But definitely worth it there. All right. AK Dozanti, a dear friend of mine. It looks like I didn't finish my thought on that page. So discounted by AK Dozanti. She just recently launched this book, Beat the Burnout. I met AK on the mini documentary channel. You know, TikTok. That's what I call it. I call TikTok the mini documentary channel.
Documentary channel.
Yeah, because it just sounds better. Like, oh, I saw on the mini documentary channel the other day versus I saw on TikTok, right?
Why is TikTok's not appropriate to say anymore, or what?
No, because then it means that you're just goofing off, like when you should be like doing things productive with your time. And so I
have sat there, and then like 2 hours goes by, and you're like,
yeah.
Did I really sit here for 2 hours? And
but you learn a lot, right? So I stumbled upon AK, and I sent her. She's got a huge following. She was a police officer back in the day, and she now does mental health and wellness and coaching for first responders. And she too is phenomenal. I had to call her one time. There's a few people that I've had to call. I put my tools in my toolbox and I was having a severe panic attack, and she just happened to be the one that I called. And she got me back down to where I needed to be. And so she just launched her book, Beat the Burnout. And so she offered us a very significant discount. And then, so the next one was supposed to be discounted by AK. And then with the funds from my sponsorships, that's how I was able to purchase those books. So I'm going to give one of these away each night. Actually, I think we have 10 of these to give away. And it's profound, totally profound.
I'm going to have to run out and get one of those now, because I don't have her book. But you said she just released it. So
yep, she just released it, and you can find it on the Amazons or her website, just AK Dozanti. And so let's see who's winning this one. Griselda Yanez has just won this book, and I'm going to need some of these folks, all these folks that are writing books, which is amazing. I need them on audiobook. I told her I need it on audiobook because I'm going to read them.
It's kind of a thing.
But in my travels, like I listen to a lot of things. So Griselda, you will thoroughly enjoy that book.
You're gonna have to introduce me to AK so I can.
I will. She's amazing. She's amazing. Line of Fire Designs. My friend Dana Lofgren. He works at the fire department in the next town over from us. No, Bob, I haven't seen your name yet. Sorry. But
Stay
still
tuned, Bob.
try.
Stay tuned.
We still have a lot of prizes to give away. But this one is an on-scene first gold line wooden flag. It's like, I'll have the measurements on there tomorrow, but it's big. And I actually, I came across the path of 2 people in the last couple of weeks that won this last year. So I am going to.
They look really good on the wall too, folks. Love them.
Yeah. Yep. So let's see who gets this flag. Gage Holmes.
All right.
Gage, that's a cool name. That's a really cool name. I like it a lot. So Gage Holmes, you'll get that in your possession. All the prizes. It usually takes a couple weeks for them to ship out because I have to go through. If you won a prize, you're going to get an email. That email is going to say, "Hey, congratulations, you won a prize. I need you to confirm your mailing address." Because believe it or not, at least 10% of them will come back and they want it to a different address, whether they changed or so. I confirm the addresses, and then so make sure if you're a winner. If you don't hear from me in a couple of days after the event, reach out to me because that means that my email is getting blocked somewhere.
Do you still have that deal where if they show up at your house and pick it up in person, that you make them dinner? Or
no, because that would be my husband. My husband would have to make the dinner. I'm not good at that.
Say that works.
I'm not a chef.
You could meet
now. Freaking Simon has me thinking I have boogers in my nose.
Really? You still got a complex about that, huh?
Yes, I keep touching my nose now because I'm afraid that I have boogers in my nose.
Well, don't touch your nose anymore.
Anyway, all right, let's see. And the final prize of this evening, not by a long shot though, but like I said, we got a ton of prizes. This one's usually a pretty big hit as well, and I usually end with this one. Susan, we're going to Tracy's house. Don't threaten me with a good time. This is donated by our sponsors. Clearly I need to get myself a little organized. Tomorrow will be better.
She will make you dinner. She will make you dinner.
No. Oh, look, Boosh is in the comments. Chef Jeffafa. He's had Jeff's food before and he's had my food. And so he will definitely vote for Jeff's food versus
I know that. I think I saw that episode too, the Jeffafa. I remember that seeing that. I forgot which episode, but I know what he's talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, Boosh, I don't know if you were on. I gave away your $100 gift card. So Mike Boucher in the comments, he is from Falcon Public Safety Solutions, and he was the one that donated the $100 gift card. So if you won that, he's the guy that will be sending it to you. So thank you for your support. Best team. Boosh. All right. Well, let's see who is winning. This is a flag. Dun, 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 dun. Erin Malloy! Look at that. Do you see how that works?
She's going to love that.
Do you see how it works, right? So Erin, earlier in the evening, she was the one that donated the 7 bags and the 7 tumblers. See what happens when you give things away?
See?
It comes back. And so we just got to get better at just do for others. If you do for others, then it comes back in different ways. So Erin,
give.
Super stoked that you won that. And I love that for you because she just like did her fancy office. If I remember seeing recently that Jason helped her do something with her fancy office. And I think this would go lovely in there. So
that will fit perfect.
Absolutely. It will fit perfect. All right. So with that, we have come to an end. I know that tonight we went over. It was like an hour and 10 minutes. I don't even know how long it's going to last. I don't care. I get to do whatever I want. It's my event. You can hang out if you want, or you could leave. But if you should need anything from me, you can scan that little QR code there or reach out on the website through the Contact Us. And the week's not over. Here's what I'll say. Oh, so Brandy She won a few years ago on here. Awesome. I'll just throw this out there. You know, I want to give back to my crafty telecommunicator folks, right? So if you have something that you would like to donate throughout the week, don't hesitate to reach out. What at minimum, even if it's one little thing that will allow me to put your name out there and folks go, ooh, and they like that. If I can give back to you in any way, I would love to do that, because that's kind of how I roll. Jeremy, any closing thoughts?
No, it was cool. I just saw Dan out of Palm Beach. Shout out to Dan, and Mr. Lockerbie showed up. He's here too. So I just love doing this. I really appreciate the invite. I'm thrilled that we're sponsoring you. I'm even more thrilled that we got to spend the whole hour and then some together. Giving out these great prizes. But no, I want to say, not only on behalf of Tracy and myself, but on behalf of Intrado, thank you to all of you for what you do every day. I do miss, people ask me, hey, do you want to go back in the center? I'm like,
for a minute.
I mixed emotions on that, but I will tell you, I absolutely miss the job. I miss working in the seat and working with everybody. But you guys are just amazing. You never cease to amaze either of us. And thanks for what you do. And I hope you guys have an incredible week. I really hope you do.
Me too. All right, heroes. Until next time, stay safe, stay strong, stay here. We need you. Have a great night.
Bye, everybody.